Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to compare the Hakko FR-301 with a popular budget desoldering station. Desoldering stations can differ in price from just €100 to a couple thousands of euros, but there's also a big difference in the performance and the quality of the desoldering guns and the results after desoldering. The best desoldering station out there is the Hakko FR-410. However, you should only buy this one if you're going to use the station on a daily basis or for professional use, since this station is much more expensive than the FR-301 and other popular budget desoldering stations. The FR-301 is also not a budget station, but a more affordable alternative to the FR-410. If you want to know more about the FR-410, you can check out our other video about desoldering stations. But for this video I've chosen a popular budget desoldering station so we can compare the performance, the quality and the price of the FR-301 to this desoldering station. So first, this is the Hakko FR-301. The FR-301 is a standalone desoldering gun, which means you do not need extra equipment such as a station to use this gun, so you can just plug it into the socket and use it. This does make the gun heavier than typical desoldering guns, since you have a gun and station in one, which could be a small problem after some time of using it because of the weight. The gun has a power of 110 watts and the temperature can be set by turning a knob at the bottom of the gun. The desoldering gun has 4 different temperature settings ranging from 350 degrees Celsius till 500 degrees Celsius. Another advantage is that the filter case is made of plastic, so it does not break easily. The overall quality of the soldering gun is also very good, which you can expect from a Hakko product. Lastly, the desoldering gun uses N61 nozzles, of which there are a lot of nozzles available with various diameters. The suitcase in which the gun is stored also contains a nozzle wrench, which makes it very easy to change nozzles even when the nozzle is hot. However, a small disadvantage is the small and simple stand of the gun. The budget desoldering station we have is the ZD915. This desoldering station has a power of 80 watts and has a temperature range of 160 till 480 degrees Celsius. The temperature can easily be set by using the buttons below the LCD screen on the station. A small disadvantage is that the filter case is made of glass, so you have to be careful when you're cleaning or replacing the filter. More disadvantages are that the gun needs a lot more maintenance than the Hakko gun. The quality of the components deteriorate quite fast, so you need to replace components quite often, and the gun itself feels like cheap plastic in your hand. Lastly, another small disadvantage is that there is not a lot of different nozzles with different diameters available, and the nozzle you're using cannot be swapped when the tip is still hot. But now let's test the performance of the desoldering guns. First we tested the FR-301 and afterwards we tested the ZD915. It may not be clearly visible with the naked eye, but there is some clear difference in the quality of the desoldering. As you can see, there's more tin left on the pins which were done by the ZD915 than on the other pins that were done by the Hakko desoldering gun. This proves that the FR-301 performs better than the ZD915. In summary, the Hakko FR-301 is a standalone desoldering gun and is more expensive than popular budget desoldering stations, but much more affordable than the best desoldering stations available. The gun also has more power than the other station, which means that the gun comes to temperature faster than the other desoldering station. Furthermore, the gun is made of very high quality components, so components do not need to be replaced very frequently. And lastly, there is a big variety of nozzles of different diameters available. The diameter of the nozzle is important when you're trying to desolder properly. If your nozzle diameter is too big, then you won't be able to melt the tin on your pin, since your nozzle needs to make contact with the tin to be able to melt it. So you want the nozzle diameter to be the size of your pin. Finally, the only disadvantages of the gun are the form factor of the product and the stand. The ZD is a lot cheaper, but that also translates into the quality of the desoldering station and the gun. The ZD915 needs a lot more maintenance than the Hakko gun. The quality of the components deteriorate quite fast and the gun itself really feels like plastic in your hand. Furthermore, there's also a very limited choice in the nozzles. Also, the desoldering station can be set for a bigger temperature range, but the ZD gun does have less power than the desoldering gun from Hakko. Lastly, you also need to have a complete station on your table, which you do not need with the FR301. In conclusion, if you have the budget as a hobbyist, or you need a more affordable option when you're going to use it daily for professional use, I advise you to buy the Hakko FR301 because of its durability, performance and nozzle possibilities for the product. Hopefully you know now more about the desoldering stations and guns we sell here at Shop. I want to thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you at the next video.